Good morning, children.
Good morning, sir.
Right. Today, we are doing this class because we could not have the class last Thursday. We could not have the physical class last Thursday. So I passed the messages to the students, those who missed the class, and I asked them to join the class. So let's see what we have got to discuss today. Today's lesson. What is today's lesson? The Lumber Room by Saki. By Saki. What is a lumber room? What is a lumber room? Lumber room is a storeroom. Storeroom. Now in modern houses, we do not have storerooms because we have limited number of rooms in our houses. Since we don't have much space in our houses, we don't have many rooms. So we have 2 or 3 bedrooms and that's all. 2 or 3 bedrooms, living room, bathroom, kitchen. That's all. Yes.
Is there a new tutor for this month?
Yes.
Is there a new tutor for this month?
Yes. There is a new tutor and you have to update. In modern houses, we do not have storerooms. We have living room, 2-3 living rooms, then 2-3 bedrooms, a living room, bathroom, kitchen. That's all. But in ancient houses, there was a storeroom. What is a storeroom? A storeroom is a place where things are stored. A storeroom is a place where things are stored. Why are they stored in a storeroom? Because they are not used. So then what is the purpose? Why are they put in the storeroom? Because they are not used. Then what is the purpose? What is the purpose? To protect them for future use. What kind of things are available? What kind of things are available in a storeroom? In a storeroom, you have expensive things. Valuable things. Right? Certain things, the expensive things means according to money. Valuable things means maybe money, maybe any other reason. Maybe now, for example, the wedding gifts. They are valuable. They have the sentimental value. Wedding gifts or maybe the gift that you have received from a special person. So those are valuable in the sense they have the sentimental value. So such things are also stored in the storeroom. So basically, the occupants of the house do not use them or see them. Basically, this is what we can say about the lumber room, right? I just wanted to give you an idea what lumber room is like. For example, lumber room is a storeroom where things are stored. the things are stored in the lumber room because they are not used. They may be valuable, they may be expensive, they may have certain value, so that people store them in lumber rooms so they can use later. Right.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Sir, do we have to write this one in a new book?
Yes, exactly. You have to get a new writing book for this one.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Pute.
Should we write this?
Why not? You have to write this down. That is what I told you at the very beginning. Please, hurry up.
Sir, what is the word after basically?
Huh?
What is the word after basically?
Basically, occupants. OCCUPANTS. Okay. Saki. The number room by Saki. Who is this Saki? And Saki and H.H. Munro. Who is this H.H. Munro? Hector Hugh Munro. Hector Hugh Munro is his real name. You also have a real name according to the birth certificate. Your parents have given you a name and it is there in the birth certificate. That is the real name. That is the name that belongs to you. So you are being called by that name. When the teachers mark the register, you are called by that name and you receive letters by that name. So that is your real name. Everyone has a name. Apart from this name according to the birth certificate, later in our life, we get different names. Later in our life, we get different names. What are those? When you grow up, your parents, though you have a different name in the birth certificate, the parents give you a name. Maybe Chuti Puta, Baba, Baby, Chutta. Likewise, you have different names. When we were going to school, we had a friend called Kelech and he was of this size. He was called Baba by his parents. One day we got the chance of going to his house and there we saw that he had two sisters. Both the sisters were fatter than him. And when the parents calling them, they used the names Baba, his sister, Baby, the other sister, Chutti, quite fat. Right? That is the nature how the parents give certain names to the children. They are called pet names. Pet names, this is the real name. Then you have something called pet name. Pet name is the name given, mostly given by your parents or maybe grandparents or maybe sometimes your brothers and sisters when you are small. This is the pen name is given out of love, right? Pen name is given because you are loved. Sudu Manika, Chuti Baba. So those are certain pet names. Then you begin to go to school. What happens? Your friends give you names. They are not as beautiful as real names or pet names. When you become popular among your friends, you get another name. That is the name given by your school friends or peer groups or whoever it is. They are not nice. They may be humorous. Those names are not very beautiful. They are not as nice as these names. They are humorous. They generate fun and all. We call them nicknames. We call them nicknames. Nicknames, right? What are the certain, what are the nicknames that you have heard or your friends have? Can you tell me one or two? Yeah, the nicknames that your friends have. කොහොමද? ඉතින් යාළුවෙගේ නික්නේම් එකක් ටක් ගාලා කියන්න ඕන. ඔය වෙලාවට පාවා දෙන්න ඕන. Yes. ඔන්න nickname තියෙනවා මොනවද? ගල්ලිබ්බා. නේද? අපි අර කාලේ හිටියා පොඩි යාළුවෙක් සවල් බණ්ඩා කියලා. අම්මා බත් කන්න ගියාම සවල ගැහුවා වගේ තමයි බත් එකට ගන්න. සවල් බණ්ඩා. nicknames. නේද? ගල්ලිබ්බා, සවල් බණ්ඩා, ජොල් බඩා, උණු කූරා. So those are certain nicknames. Then the writers pen name. Hector Hugh Munro is the real name of Saki. It is not a pen name. It is not a nickname. Sorry, pen name. It is not a nickname, and it is a pen name. Certain writers use pen names. There are various reasons why these writers use pen names, and we are not going to discuss those things in detail. But anyway, in general, there are writers, there are some writers, those who use pen names, and their pen names are more popular than the real name. They publish books, they publish magazines by their pen name. There are, right? Write this down. Right. I am going to give you a small description about Saki. This is related to our story, the prose passage, the lumber. Okay. But I am not going to give you a note on that. After my explanation, I will give you 2 minutes so that you can write down in the way how you understand. So please pay your attention. Saki. Saki is his pen name. His real name is Hector Hugh Munro. Saki's mother died when he was very small. And father was working in India. Saki is an English writer. So his father was working in India. As far as I know, he had been the Inspector General of Police in India at that time. So father could not return. Then he was brought up by his grandmother and aunts. He was brought up by his grandmother and his aunts. There was an aunt called Augusta, one who mainly looked after him. He and his brother and sister. They were looked after by Aunt Augusta, other aunts, and the grandmother. These aunts and the grandmother were very traditional. They were conventional characters. They did not think of giving freedom to the children. They did not think of the creativity of the children. They were very much concerned about rules and regulations, especially Aunt Augusta. Aunt Augusta was very rude and rough. She got angry very often and tried to rule the children with the regulations in the house. Later, Aunt Augusta might have created much impact in his life. So, in the book, in the prose passage, The Lumber Room by Saki, there is an aunt who's rather traditional, rude, and dominating. In his biography, it is mentioned that he has reproduced Aunt Augusta's character in the lumber. He has reproduced Aunt Augusta's character in the lumber. I'll tell you again. Saki's mother died when he was very young. So his brother, sister, and they all were looked after by his grandmother and his aunts because his father was unable to return to England. His aunts, grandmother, they all were very conventional, traditional. They tried to discipline the children using rules and regulations. They were not concerned about their creativity, independence, and all. So, especially Aunt Augusta was very rude and rough, who created much impact in his life. Later, when you read his biography, you realize that in the lumber room, Saki has reproduced Aunt Augusta's character. It's your chance to write. Hurry up.
So is one paragraph enough?
What did you say?
Is one paragraph enough?
Sure, sure. Right. Now, I have sent you into your WhatsApp account, I have sent you a small document. Those who have not received the tube yet can use it. Right? It is just one page. And if you haven't received it yet, please send me a WhatsApp message. Please send me the document. Or just please send me a WhatsApp message. If you have got the tube from science image, no problem. Or if you have not received the tube, then of course you can use this document. It contains the first page of the lumber room. The children were to be driven as a special treat to the sands at Jagborough. The children were to be driven to the sands of Jagborough as a special treat. The children are accompanied. Jagborough sand. I just write JS, and please don't write as JS. You better write it down as Jagborough sand. Right? The children were to be driven to Jagborough sand as a special treat. Now the children are taken to Jagborough sand. Children are taken to Jagborough sand. Why? It's a special treat. Children are accompanied to Jagborough sand, and it's a special treat. Sometimes your parents accompany you to Golf-Face, Leisure World. They take you on trips when you pass exams, or when they when you fulfill their requirements, they take you on trips and all that. So those are special treats. Jagborough sand. What is Jagborough sand? It's a place of entertainment. A kind of a holiday spot. For example, now we have Golf-Face, Unawatuna, Hikkaduwa, then what you call Polhane. Those are places of entertainment. The children prefer the children go to those places in order to enjoy themselves. The children were to be accompanied to Jagbaru Sand as a special treat. So the children are given a special treat. What is it? They are taken to a place of enjoyment so that they can enjoy themselves. The children are driven to the Jagbaru Sand as a special treat at Jagbaru. Nicholas was not to be at the party, he was in disgrace. All the children are accompanied. All the children are accompanied except Nicholas. That means the children are taken to Jagbaru Sand. Nicholas is not accompanied. What do we understand? All the other children are treated in a certain way and Nicholas is treated in a different way. That means all the children, the other children were given a kind of a benefit. The other children are given something for them to enjoy. And Nicholas is not allowed to join this entertainment. So Nicholas is deprived of entertaining the Jagbaru trip. This is a punishment. This is a punishment. As soon as the story starts, we understand one thing. Nicholas is punished. Why is Nicholas punished? We don't know. We don't know the reason, but we understand that Nicholas has been given a punishment. What is the punishment? Other children are taken to Jagbaru Sand for their entertainment in order to enjoy themselves, but Nicholas will not be accompanied. Nicholas has to stay at home. When other children are enjoying the evening while they are running, jumping, playing, flying kites and doing all these things and having some special snacks, Nicholas has to stay at home. Write it down. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Write it down. Nicholas was in disgrace. That means he has done something wrong. He has brought disgrace on the others. Nicholas was in disgrace, so that is the reason why he is not accompanied. That means only that morning he had refused to eat his wholesome bread and milk on seemingly frivolous ground that there was a frog in it. That's the reason. Nicholas refused to have his breakfast. Do we or have we ever refused to have our breakfast? Of course, yes. What is the excuse? I am not hungry. I will have it later. Male. So, how do we skip breakfast? How do we skip breakfast? We say, I'm not hungry. I will have it later. I had some snacks. These are some possible excuses we give. These are some possible excuses we give. What can you say about these possible excuses? These are very conventional. These are very conventional. These are conventional excuses. We skip breakfast saying, or giving excuses like this. How about Nicholas? Nicholas, there's a frog in it. දැන් අපි මෙහෙම කිව්වහම අපේ අම්මලා තාත්තලා මොකද කරන්නේ? කණ මිරිකලා එනවා බුට්නෝක කියලා කාමන් කියනවා. These are not, these are very traditional, conventional, and these are called lame excuses. We can call them lame excuses. Not valid. They are not valid at all. Parents can force them. There's a frog in it. What about Nicholas's excuses? There's a frog in it. Butter breakfast can be. Then breakfast bowl like a game baking or can the parents force him to have it? Now here, you got the point? Right. So when you say there's a frog in it, people become helpless. The adults become helpless. So what can you say about this method? This method is very effective. නේද? හැබැයි මීට වඩා හොඳයි මැස්සෙක් හිටියා කිව්වනම් සාමාන්‍ය බ්‍රෙක්ෆාස්ට් බෝල් එකේ ගෙම්බෙක් ඉන්න විදියක් නැහැනේ. There can be a cockroach, there can be an ant, there can be an ant, there can be a fly. But can there be a frog? Impossible to think. There's a frog in it. The method is effective. It is very innovative. Or you can say creative. Hari creative idea ekak. But it's creative or it's very effective or innovative. Nicholas refuses breakfast, and this is how we generally skip the breakfast, and this is how Nicholas tried. So the Nicholas effort can be considered as very creative. He is not traditional. අපි වගේ නෙමෙයි. Right? මේක ලියා ගන්න. Right. So Nicholas said there was a frog in it. My argument is this: can there be a frog in the breakfast bowl? Yes. Can there be a frog in the breakfast bowl? The answer is quite simple. What is the answer? Impossible. Basically, we can say that it is impossible. Can there be a frog? Impossible. Can there be a frog? It's quite impossible. No. There cannot be a frog in the breakfast bowl. Older, wiser, better people better people had told him that there could not possibly be a frog in the bread and milk, and he was not to talk nonsense. Right? The adult said, he was talking nonsense. Older, wiser, better people had told him he was not to talk nonsense. He continued, nevertheless, to talk about what seemed the very nonsense and describe with much detail the coloration and markings of the elite frog. What did Nicholas do? Nicholas gave more information about the frog. What did he say? The frog has red stripes on his body. There were a few dots in the back. Likewise, he gave more information. How? How does he give more information? How? So that means he has seen. So what did Nicholas do? Nicholas tried to mislead the adults, saying that there is a frog in my breakfast bowl. And the adults did not believe. So the result is that he wanted to win. He went out, caught a frog, killed it, put it into the breakfast bowl. Nicholas put a frog into the breakfast bowl just to prove that he's correct. Okay, just to prove that he was correct. Write it down. Write down a small note on this. When we analyze Nicholas's character,
When we
analyze Nicholas's character, we realize that he is rather creative and intelligent. He is rather creative and intelligent. He gave a point to the adults that there was a frog in the breakfast bowl. So that the adults became helpless. So that the adults became helpless. So that the adults became helpless. When he could not prove that, when he could not prove what he said, he himself put a frog into the breakfast bowl. He himself put a frog into the breakfast bowl. Just to prove that he was correct.
Just to prove that.
He was correct. The sin of taking the frog and in the garden and putting it into the bowl of wholesome bread and milk was enlarged at a great length. What did the adults do? Honey, you see Nicholas? Oh my goodness. He caught an innocent frog in the garden, killed it, and put it into the breakfast bowl. What a sinner he is. The adults converted this simple mischievous thing into a great mistake. Write down the next line. The adults converted his simple mischievous thing to be a great mistake and decided to punish. Decided to punish. Right. Okay. That is the reason why Nicholas is not accompanied to Jagbarosa. We'll talk the rest in the class. Thanks for joining. Stay safe. Bye.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you, sir.